Okay, so since there's going to be a new Batman game coming out at the tail end of 2013, what I thought I would do is go back to the original Batman Arkham game. I hadn't actually played this before. I wasn't ever really a Batman fan. I was always more of a Marvel fan instead of DC Comics. However, after getting the Wii U and playing Arkham City on that, I thought, well, I really enjoyed it. Completed it twice. So I thought I would go back and get Arkham Asylum. Unfortunately, Arkham Asylum isn't available on the Wii U. Perhaps they'll make it available when the next Arkham game comes out, not too sure. Anyway, I noticed it was on sale on the Steam store for about £3, and it was a Game of the Year edition, so I thought, why not? It's worth a go for a couple of pounds just to play the game. Since obviously they've reused the same engine for Arkham City is what they did on Asylum, and I really thought it was well made. Everything was very fluid, even though you weren't really using many buttons in City. You could still tie together some great combos. So I thought definitely I'll go back and I'll go and get Arkham Asylum and play through it. So this is me just really starting this off. At the beginning, not really much is going on. It's just cutscenes, as you can see here. I'm still playing around with some of the video settings. I've noticed that in parts that the visuals, the FMVs, aren't the smoothest. It's alright when I'm playing, but when I'm watching the video back, it seems a wee bit jerky at times. So for the next part of the series, I will be altering the graphics settings just so it looks a lot more smoother whilst playing it, and so the frame rate doesn't really drop down that much. What I would say is, obviously I've muted the audio in this anyway, but for anyone that's already played this, Mark Hamill doing the voice of Joker here is spot on. It's quite weird actually. I didn't believe it at first because I thought, oh well, he's Luke Skywalker, why the hell would he want to play a villain? But he plays the part of a villain really well in this, and obviously as the story continues, as we shall soon see. One of the things I really thought was great about this as well, even though it looks a wee bit jerky here, the animation when playing the game is spot on. Now this laptop that I'm using just now, it's a Core i3 processor on it. I mean, it's not exactly slow, but it's not Core i5 or the i7, and it's got a modest AMD Radeon 5650 mobility card, and again, it's actually a really good card. It's nearly 3 years old though, so it's starting to show its age. Thankfully this game runs pretty smoothly. In fact, this runs a lot better, 10 times better actually, than what Grand Theft Auto 4 does on the same laptop. Just GTA 4 was a really poorly optimised game for the PC. Unfortunately, Rockstar dropped the ball on that one. I'm hoping that if they end up bringing out GTA 5 on the PC, then they'll optimise it properly and they won't leave it as a shambles like they did with GTA 4. Or failing that, if they just bring it out on the Wii U and get some off-screen gamepad action, I'd be really happy with that as well. Anyway, back to Batman. Again, even here the texture's really good. After filming this, I thought, no, I'll turn off the motion blur because it was really annoying me during it. And unfortunately, with Batman Arkham Asylum, it doesn't let you change the graphics settings. Sorry, whilst playing the game, you have to exit out of it entirely and then go back into it, which I thought that's a wee bit archaic. It's not a very modern way to do things. But, it looks amazing. Even you can see every little fibre in Batman Escape when it zooms right in, and just the way it moves around. Not fibre, the dimple off the leather. Sorry, I'm babbling on here. But yeah, great. It's a great way to start the game actually. And there is something very creepy about it. Even watching this just now, even with the sound off, it's still a very creepy thing to watch. The Joker just wandering around in here, getting pulled away on this stretcher, almost like Hannibal Lecter. And again, as you can see here, the frame rate is dropping just a wee bit. Don't know why I went up to that there. But one of the things I think a lot of people will probably be asking is, well, why have I muted the audio in this? One of the things that I hate when I'm watching video walkthroughs on the internet is when I'm trying to listen to whoever's doing the voiceover, and then behind that you've got the background music, and also you've got in the gameplay audio such as speech or sound effects, and it really takes away from what the person's actually talking about. And sometimes I'm actually focusing more on the sound effects and the music in the game when compared to the actual narrator, which totally takes away the point of the walkthrough of the game. But again, this one, just as well I actually turned off the audio, because this actually made me jump the first time I heard this part coming up. That part there, that was watching it back now, it is actually pretty funny. I think because I knew it was coming up. Obviously that does make it all the difference. But yeah, as I mentioned, I wasn't really a fan of Batman when I was younger, and even in my teens as well, and beginning 20s. I always thought that Batman was just a big pervert. They liked to walk around at night time dressed in black. I mean, because he had no superpowers. Alright, he had the Batmobile, as you saw at the start of this video. But I thought, well, Spider-Man's better. He can spin a web any size, obviously. There's a wee song there for Spider-Man. But sadly, a lot of the Spider-Man games as of late have been pretty pish, to be honest. If you're not from the UK and you're wondering what pish means, it's a combination of shite and piss or urine. So there you go. It's a handy bit of information for you if you're out with the UK. But yeah, a lot of the Spider-Man games have been crap lately. The last good one was Spider-Man 2, and that was back in 2004. 2004. I remember getting that actually. Funny story about that, when I was really excited to get the game for Spider-Man 2, and in the shop I had bought it in HMV. So excited to get it home, handed over the money, walked right out the store. Now in HMV at the time, not been in HMV to buy a game in ages, at the time, because it was like a standard like DVD box, between the two parts of the box they had put in a security tag. It's like a metal part, so you can't really pull it out unless you've got a special machine. So what they do first is they deactivate the metal tag and that's between the two parts of the box, and then they're supposed to pull it out. Now in my haste to get up the road, the woman behind the counter, she had deactivated the tag, but she hadn't actually pulled the tag out. So I remember getting in, and it was like an hour-long bus ride to get home, and when I get in, I realised, oh no, she's not taking out this metal tag. I can't open up this box. I could physically not take it out. And I was like, oh well, if I end up breaking the box, because I'm thinking as well, if the game turns out to be a bit crap, at least I can sell it. So I didn't want to damage the game box, because obviously that would reduce its value. And I'm thinking, oh no, what am I going to do? So I had phoned them up, and this woman had started laughing at me down the phone. I thought, well, I've just spent £40 on a game and you're not doing your job properly. So anyway, long story short, went back the next day, she wasn't in, and it was the thing, the people in the store actually thought, because I spoke to the store manager about it, he thought I had stolen this game even though I had a receipt. He's like, no, you must have stolen it. So that was an interesting wee diversion, what happens when you buy games in a retail store. And see, after that, really, I didn't really buy many more games retail, because with the internet anyway, it was still pretty slow. But for dial-up, you didn't need fast speeds anyway to do some online shopping. So I really bought a lot of games online after that. And I think I'm right in saying that would have been the second last game that I bought from HMV. The last one I did buy from them myself was Pokemon Heart Gold on Nintendo DS. But before that, it would have been, and that was in 2010. But before that, the last game that I bought was Spider-Man 2 on the GameCube back in 2004, just because of that women's cock-up. And I thought, I'm not spending money. in this store when obviously they think it's funny, and then they try and turn it on me saying that I've been on the rob in there. But yeah, we're pretty much, sorry for the wee diversion, we're pretty much coming to the end of this first segment of the game. There's not really much going on here, it's just really interactive cutscenes basically. Well, not interactive because there's no quick time events, but obviously you can see here where it's going from real time to a full motion video, full movie video. I've never really understood what FMV meant, so you can Google that if you want. I can't really be annoyed Googling that. But, and of course, for any Batman fans, of course you'll know who those legs belong to. I always think that it was strange though that Gotham City Police Department are like, yeah, we know our shit, but we'll let Batman do the job anyway. I thought they would have tried to bring him on side, but obviously not. Again, even in these cutscenes, well, you can see there's a big difference visually in terms of real time and also the cutscenes. The cutscenes do still look very good. Even the animation and the models here, and the detail on the Joker's face, and even just little things like the shadows as well. And again, the shattering of the glass, just really well animated. It wasn't as if they thought, well, you know, it's just a cutscene, we won't bother very hard with the cutscenes. They've done a great job here. And still very spooky. And of course, when you get to this stage, it is now time for the game proper to begin. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this segment. I'll be uploading a lot more very soon. Thanks for watching, bye bye. Thanks for watching, bye bye.